Good evening, ladies and germs, and welcome to the Man of the Moment roast of David Liebe Hart. Featuring tonight, we will have Philip Shive, Karen Centerfold, Ryan Waste of the band Municipal Waste, Vince from the band The Mormons, Chip the Black Boy, and James Quall. And now, your Man of the Moment roast master, me, Dirk. Good evening. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us this evening. Tonight we gather to honor a famous and adorable man, David Liebe Hart.
All right, yeah. Woo! Yay! David, the man.
As a boy, David loved trains, and he's been off track ever since. You know, the first time I met David, it was an interesting evening. I was coming down with a horrible case of the flu, and Adam never told me that they were best friends and they had traveled in a band. And he just said, we got to have this guy on the show. And I was just new to the show myself. And I said, oh, well, who is this guy? You love him. So he came in, and I saw him in the waiting room, and I talked to him. And all of a sudden, I noticed that I smelled booze. So I went back in, I told him, I said, hey, I think Dave's been drinking. And he goes, oh, no, that's not possible. Dave hasn't drank for years. And I said, oh, no, I think I smell something. He goes, no. So we start the show, and what happened was he thought he was getting something like a Red Bull, but he got one of those other drinks. Instead of a lot of caffeine, they have the alcohol in it. And I started getting hit with the flu, and the whole show just went down from there. So, anyway. Yes. Hey. And to help us today, we have some folks that know our star very well. The first is Philip, the bass player of their band, the Liebe Hart Band.
All right. Yeah.
All right, I've got notes, so.
Yeah, sure, bring them on up.
All right, yeah.
All right. So Dave, earlier, right before Dirk came behind the curtain, you shit your pants, right? Did the hurricane passed another wind stream right through the drawers? So, or was there spider crickets or something? You don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, that's cool. Well, I know you're religious, and I'm a part of the Church of Satan, so we're going to say a prayer together. Everyone, open your eyes. Let's pray together to Mary Bacon Aggie from the Church of Christian Satanism. All right, here we go. Blessed are the poor and the ones who know how to turn bullshit into a free meal. Thank you. God bless you, Dave. All right. We're at a restaurant, Dave. Pretend like you're going to order a drink. What do you want to have?
Have it get a couple lemons.
Yes, lemons. Why do you ask for 10 to 15 lemons? Do you have scurvy? Do you have scurvy? Do y'all have scurvy in the Navy? Or you're on a pirate ship?
He likes it.
All right. So here we are again with a new season of The Bachelor. Bachelor? I thought you were in a common law marriage with your right hand. Some unprotected sex with your hand, and you got a virus on your computer. Is that true? What is back engineering technology?
Well, it's the aliens that brought us all this modern technology.
So they gave you like the George Foreman grill? And, no, that's not the joke yet. Don't laugh. The curling iron, right? So you curl your hair.
Well,
What about the iron? Why don't you know how to use it? The iron for clothes, like you just iron your clothes. A little more here. Last thing I got to know, one of the most amazing stories that I have shared with you, you told me in the Navy, you'd get off the boat and, you're trying to get frisky. This is 1993 and before. Trying to get frisky with the ladies, you would say chin-chin in Japan. And then we called someone on the phone that actually knew Japanese. And what did chin-chin did not mean the thing you were shooting the arrow towards where the harpoon goes. What did Chin Chin mean, Dave?
Penis.
Chin Chin was the harpoon. And that's why all the man jousting happened, right? And the sword fights. No?
Oh, no.
Okay, that's all I got. So, what do we do now?
All right.
Up next is
All right. Yeah. All right. Good job, man. Right on. Burned them, man. Good job, man.
David Liebe Hart is a Christian Scientist, which means he can't go to the doctor. For whatever reason, it also means he can't go take a shower either. Be you. All right, next we have Vince from the band The Mormons.
All right. Cool.
Oh, yeah, you're in the Mormons.
Thank you. Yeah. Tap that salad. Good. All
I
right.
think his performance will be similar to the job he does on his radio show, which means no one will be listening.
Dirk. All right. Everybody, round of applause for Dirk. All right. Dirk, our host of the David Liebe Hart Roast. All right, man. Yeah, Dirk, man. Yeah, I like Dirk, you know, and Dirk, I know Dirk as the host of the Del Talk Show. Del Talk Show, public access show. I
You're
mean,
the spinoff now.
oh, really?
Tell me what you
There's
Yeah.
a Dirk show. Well, we'll
Yeah,
talk
there
about that later. You know what I mean? Just pipe down a little bit.
Yes, sir.
You know, so I know Dirk from the Del Talk Show, you know, but if I didn't know any better, I mean, this is LA. You know, there's you know, you sometimes you see people that you think you might see on TV, and if I could have sworn that I saw Dirk on TV, yeah, on Datelines to Catch a Predator, which reminds me, stranger danger, kids. If you see Dirk coming your way, those are the two keywords you want to say. All right, cool. Dirk, does this show violate your parole in any? Okay, never mind.
No.
Hi, my name is Dirk. The state said I should come and let you know that I moved in next door.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from Dirk. We have Karen Centerfold.
Oh,
Karen Centerfold. Check out that rack. All right. Yeah, Karen Centerfold. She's very liberal. She's well known for speaking out. And she supports Barack Obama. And Barack Obama is president of the United States again, thanks to Karen Centerfold. She's very outspoken, and it wouldn't be the first time that she helped a brother out with her mouth. All right.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. And Phil. Man, Phil. I never met Phil, and I haven't heard Phil's bass playing, but if it's anything like his jokes, I don't want to hear that either. Here you go, man. Have that. That's from Phil. So, yeah, I mean, I figured, you know, we like to have a little bit of fun, and we got Chip the Black Boy from the Junior Christian Science. That's your show, the Junior Christian Science Bible Lesson Program, right?
Right.
And, I mean, I really like it. It's kind of like Willie Tyler and Lester, except if you're frying on acid and it's like more retarded, you know, right? And I kind of like that. And Chip the Black Boy, I mean, and I always liked the way Chip looked. Like, he always has like a weird expression on his face. And you'd have that expression too if David Liebe Hart was playing with your prostate for 20 years, right? Oh, thank you very much.
Oh.
No.
So, and James Quall. Everybody, James Quall.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember seeing James Quall from the Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Great job.
Mhm,
He would sing. I love your impressions.
Yes.
And in fact, I mean, I love the impressions that he does. I mean, like Boris Karloff. What are some of the ones you like? Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney.
Yeah, like a lot of the famous ones, like old
Right.
Cary Grant. Here I am, Cary Grant. I'm off to get some fish and chips. I might have to appear in a lot of motion pictures so I can keep affording my fish and chips. Yes.
I love those impressions, and what a way to connect with the kids. Lon Chaney, Boris
yeah.
Karloff. You
That's
know,
right.
the kids love the impressions,
that's
right?
Make my impressions with the kids.
They often have to ask their grandparents about these personalities. You know, time goes by.
Right, mhm.
Yeah, but then when they find out, then they're thrilled. Find out who they were, then they're thrilled about all that news.
You are neighbors with David Liebe Hart.
Yes,
right?
in fact, yes, yes.
really?
So what everybody else is talking about, I myself am actually the eyewitness. I'm the one who's actually lived it. In fact, David Liebe Hart has tried my patience on so many occasions that sometimes people, by mistake, address me as Job Quall.
That's very
He said
good.
he's trying to get evicted though.
Put a little Bible in there.
And we're here now at the man of the hour. We're going to talk about you now, David Liebe Hart. You are the star of the show.
Well, you've been roasting and boiling me and cooking me. And
Well, I haven't even got
tenderizing me.
started.
Wait till you get in the
For
grip
those-
of George Foreman, bitch.
For those of you who don't know, David Liebe Hart has had a show, and it hasn't aired for a while, but I know him from public access TV from watching the Junior Christian Science Bible lesson.
It was a 20-year run.
Right, 20 years, and Chip the Black Boy was there, and he would be singing, Christian Science songs and teaching the kids about that, you know? And I just think it's great because who wouldn't want a middle-aged man teaching kids with the aid of creepy puppets? You have a lot of puppets, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, when I look at David, I look at those puppets and I'm like, wow, like, it makes me thinking. I'm, like, fascinated by the guy. And I'm like, well, I mean, I wonder, like, how he made the puppets, you know, what he made them out of, which puppets he fucks, which ones he doesn't fuck. I mean, it's just always great. And, you know, also, David likes trains, too. He's a big fan of trains. The Chicago North Longshore, whatever, Railroad. What is that again?
Chicago
Correct
North
me.
Shore and Milwaukee Railroad.
Right. And he even has train girlfriends, I heard. Adam Papagan, your friend Adam Papagan, he's actually the only friend that will talk to you that you don't have to stick your hand up his ass, right? Hanging out, a young man and hanging out with a middle-aged man isn't creepy or weird or anything like that. So, I mean, of course, nothing like that would be happening.
It's a brother and son relationship.
But you have trained girlfriends, right? In fact, my favorite story, my favorite intimate story that he tells me is the one time that he went up her caboose and finished in her smokestack. You like that one, David? That was for David. Everybody, round of applause for David. All right, this is guy. I love you, man. I love you. All right, thank you very much. All right, yeah. Here's your notes, Drew.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, that was awful. Yeah.
Boy, they're worse than the criticism I
It's
get
now
from the old
time
guys in Christian Science.
for the only woman David Levy Hart wouldn't sleep with, Karen Centerfold.
Yay! All right.
And brothers and sisters, I want to tell you that David, when I first met him, was very aggressive towards me. However, get him in a corner, and he becomes very, very shy. But listen to his name, David Liebe Hart, who really has a heart, and has a heart for all you left-wing brothers and sisters, and all you unfortunate loser Republican brothers and sisters who lost during the election. Because it was me I had to talk about President Obama's erection, and it was brothers that David Liebe Hart and I know, black brothers, that would say to me and David, Barack Obama stands a damn good chance of becoming our president, and he did.
Right on.
But getting back to David Liebe Hart, I met him originally when I was going to Hollywood High School. And he was driving an LTD car that is long distance and very expensive. And I didn't ask him, excuse me, what is your name again? How did you get a car like this? I mean, it is expensive. And he said, shut up, you white bitch hoe. You hoe bitch. Yeah. Shut up. And David's car, even the interior was like this white velvet. And I got in his car and he said, ooh wee, what fine long legs you got, Karen. And Karen, how come they call you Karen Centerfold? And so we went to a liquor store on Sunset and Curzon, and we got out, we went into the liquor store, and I showed him these different magazines, and David said, ooh wee, I don't believe it, I'm gonna be rich. And so we continued driving down the Sunset Strip, and David was wearing this stretchy pantsuit, this cream-colored pantsuit, and a velvet hat with a feather in it.
Was it cream before he wore it?
And don't ask me any questions, any of you, because I'm trying to finish this. And David said, you bitch hoe, you hoe bitch, And so we began to get to know each other. And David asked, "What kind of music, Karen, do you like?" And I said, "Well, David, I like David Lee Roth, and I like Billy Idol. And oh God, I really like the Ramones. I mean, come on, David, I was going to Hollywood High at the time." And David said, "No, you don't, Karen. No, you don't. You like the Temptations and Archie Bell and the Drells, and you like Rick James, and you're going to listen to whatever music I want you to listen to. You understand me? You hoe bitch, you bitch hoe, hoe." And so I said to David, David, okay. And so then David asked me, "Do you know
Jump to the part
what's
when you blow
wrong with the government today?" I said, "No, David, what's wrong with the government today? They don't have the Black Panthers running it. That's what. You bitch hoe, you hoe bitch." And David said, "There is no democracy in America today." And I said, "David, why not? Why isn't there any democracy in the world today?" And David said, "Because if there was democracy, you hoe bitch, you bitch hoe, Smokey Robinson would be president." And then David would say, "If there was any real justice in this world, they would make me vice president." Can you imagine that, having David Liebe Hart, the best rock and pop and soul singer on the Sunset Strip, as a vice president? I can just imagine that right now.
Yeah. Scary thought.
And David also said, "If there was any real democracy today, they would let me move into the White House right now and paint the White House black."
Yeah. He probably charges $5 though.
But all in all, there was a time also that Don Bowles was running a club, and Don Bowles, the drummer from the Germs, was asking me to pose naked in different photos for all the different customers at this club in Hollywood. And David showed up there, and I was also with Dan and Gittel Kapelovitz, a couple. And so I began to perform what is called cleansing of the sins on David Liebe Hart. And what that involved was me putting him in bondage,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
legs in shackles,
Yes.
hands tied up.
Yes.
Be quiet,
So
would
hot.
you? And listen.
It's so hot.
And I took a riding crop.
Oh.
Wow.
And he said, "No, you can't use that, you bitch hoe." And his voice was so lowered. I noticed that. He started getting scared of all these different devices I had. And I used a light whip. And I said, "David, I'm just going to use this. It's really not going to hurt you. And the audience will think you're hurt and scared. And they'll get off on it. And they'll buy more drinks. And that's what Don Bowles wants. So let's do it so they don't throw us out of here." And so he did it because he is very versatile in the arts today. And so I did that for him.
He's a cultured man.
And it was absolutely incredible. And he didn't normally like doing something like that. And Gittel Kapelovitz and Dan Kapelovitz, they got into it. And this was a long time ago, but it mixed into all the different situations for something I'm going to present to you, which is the David Liebe Hart story. And his book should make at least $500,000. I don't know, $1 million, something like that, because we're going to have a bunch of celebrities in it. I want to do it. Don Bowles will be in it. I talked to him last night on the phone. And all these different people that are VIPs. Because, brothers and sisters, you have never known an artist like this before, who can draw you in just a second with his sketches, who is a professional puppeteer, and who even does a song about me, yours truly. And I cannot think of a better person at the end of this year to roast. And God bless his long black pee-pee. Everybody give a round of applause for David Liebe Hart himself.
I would like to say something right quick.
Well, say it later. Next.
Well, that was very, very strange, but not nearly as strange as what's coming up next. You know him from the Junior Christian Science Bible Lesson Show. It's Chip, the Black Boy.
All right.
Chip, where are you, Chip?
Get
Where are you?
Chip?
Where's Chip? Oh, there he
There he
is.
goes. He's getting up right now. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Chip.
Chip's been eating all them vegetables.
Wow.
He's a cripple.
Boy,
Wow.
he's not used to that because when he lives with David,
shit.
there's no vegetables allowed in the house.
Was so cheap, he got Gary Coleman to play me instead. David Liebe Hart was so cheap. He replaced me with, what's the name of that guy? For the laugh-in, Willie Chester and Willie Lester.
Yeah.
He is so cheap, he had to get them as a stand-in for me. David Liebe Hart was so cheap, he never paid me for doing the Junior Christian Science Bible Lesson Show for 20 years from 1980 to 2008. All I got paid was some hands.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
David Liebe Hart was so cheap, he wouldn't even let me make love to one of the girl puppets in the show.
Oh, man.
David Liebe Hart was so cheap. He tried to stick religion down my throat like his dad did that wouldn't let him. That said if he didn't go to Sunday school, he had to stay in his room all week and couldn't play. And David Liebe Hart, before he got married, the only thing that would date him is hamburger helper. That's the only thing he would date is hamburger helper.
Oh.
Watching all those naked ladies. Oh my God.
I mean,
Barely.
Open up.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Chip.
Man. Woo.
I want to give you some head, Dave. Part of a head of broccoli. There you go.
Oh man, I tell you, that Chip, he's a good little kid there. Too bad he was didn't have better mentoring. Growing up. Hey, did you know that David Liebe Hart is in a band? Oh my God, that's allowed him to meet some very interesting musicians. Unfortunately, none of them could be here. So here's Ryan Waste of Municipal Waste, a famous band.
What's up, David?
What's up, sir?
Thanks, jerk. All right.
What?
So who do we have here? This is kind of last minute for me. I got the dais over here. We got Karen Centerfold, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Give it
yeah.
up for Karen Centerfold.
All right.
The only folds that I see are the folds of fat under those disgusting tits you have there. If you think she's only got one hot dog between your legs, you should check the back of her neck because she's got like a 4-pack of wieners back there.
Oh.
Let's see who else we got here. What was the name? Man?
Vince.
Vince. I saw you had a joke about me on here, but you didn't read it. Should I do the one I wrote about you? Back
Sure.
there?
I didn't write it.
Okay.
Hey, nice of you to get dressed up for this, man. Denim is the new black.
Cool. Well, black rim glasses are still old gay hipster. So that's good. Phil, right?
Throw me under the
I
bus,
know you,
bro.
buddy. I
I'm
know you.
ready.
Phil's
Ready
a good
to go.
guy.
I'm
Phil's
jumping out
cool.
of the bus. Where's
Phil's
the
cool
window?
because a loser riding the coattails of even bigger losers is I hear it's the latest thing, and Tim and Eric already beat you to that. Big time. Okay, what do we got? A little black kid, don't know you. All right. James Quall, man. It's great to meet you.
Hello,
man.
sir.
Very cool.
Yes, sir, yes.
Was sitting next to this guy back there, and they need to do quality control on your Depends because it's pretty stinky
Oh,
back
yeah.
there.
With all those tattoos, someone might think you're with the Margaret Scholl fan club.
All right, but the man of the hour, Dave Liebe Hart.
Yeah.
If you're wondering why I'm here, me and Dave, we got a little project, and I came here to promote it. We did a song called The Band of Lesbians, and it's a song that I wrote on guitar, and it's a heavy metal track. I think it's the first time you've done something like that.
Wow.
And it's a story of him being on tour where he met a bunch of girls on tour. He was with Phil and his band, and none of the women would have sex with him, if you could imagine. So he referred to them all as lesbians.
They have
but
sex with me, though.
Well, I'm sure those girls are lesbians now after dealing with you, if anything. But I didn't really come here to write jokes. I heard some great stories from Phil about Mr. Liebe Hart here. He spent some time in Greenland, I think, defending, I don't know who would need to fight them in any kind of confrontation, but he ran into a polar bear there one time. I think you had sex with a polar bear, so you couldn't get any women, but you moved to bestiality, which is, yeah. But and Dave, you like trains too, right?
Yeah, big time.
The only train I can think you were involved in is when those aliens raped you in a train on Probing, which made you the weirdest man I've ever met, I'm sure. And let's see. So yeah, and you're a Christian as well too, right? Well, if you keep fucking animals, you're gonna go to hell with me. So I'll see you there, buddy. See you in hell, Dave.
All right.
Good sport, dude. Good job, man. Oh man. Well, that was wonderful. Yes. Really, with the polar bear and the thing, and hey, at least you don't discriminate. It wasn't just with the black bear. I mean, you went with the polar bear. That's good.
It was a girl bear.
Yeah, it was a girl bear. Hey,
Yeah,
boy, we're batting 1,000 here. Boy, he's moving on up, man. Woo! He's got the gender right. He's all right. All right. What kind of a roast would it be complete without our next guest? It's a good one, ladies and gentlemen. The famous James Quall.
All right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we're going to be roasting David Liebe Hart, the man of the hour, until he's well done, which is more than you can say about a lot of the shows he's been on. Yes. Of course, the man of the hour can't be here for too long because his flying saucer is double parked. Yes, yes. Oh, yes, we have come to Harry Liebe Hart, not to praise him. Yes, I've been to a lot of places with David Liebe Hart. He's given me a lot of exposure, which, if I'm not mistaken, is also what one's neck can get when the axe is coming toward it. Yes, I'd have to say, it has really been something to be spending all this time with Mr. David Liebe Hart. I remember so well being on some of these tours where he would be talking on his cell phone all night long. Who does he think he is, Lionel Richie? Yes, and yes, in fact, one thing I would have to say, one thing that this makes me think is, why are we giving this man a dinner? So many of the most famous people of history, some of the biggies, never got a dinner. Plato, who said, I've seen enough Greek dramas. Now I'd like to see more Greek drachmas. Never got a dinner. And, yeah, what can I say? Well, putting up with this Mr. Liebe Hart has definitely been quite an experience that I'll never forget. Which that actually makes one think, well, where is amnesia when you need it? But
Yeah.
but
There we go. Hi-yo.
but yeah, well tonight's the big night when we say here's to you, Dave Liebe Hart.
All right. Hey, James. I've seen him on the cover of magazines. I think there was a magazine that you never saw.
Oh yeah, well actually I've seen I've seen articles about.
Articles, not on the covers.
I've seen articles about him in the LA Weekly and the LA Times, but I've never seen an article about him in Good Housekeeping.
Yes. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. But it's been so much fun here, but we're not done yet. I know you're thinking, oh my God. But no, we got we're yet to hear from the man of the moment himself, David. I can't even read it. Nakamama, Unger, Liebe Hart. Boy, what kind of
Snake name.
yeah.
A snake name.
Anyway, Mr. Hart,
All right.
come on up.
Yeah.
Say a few things.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I'm going to start with James Quall. He's got more than 4 eyes. He's got 6 eyes. And I'm going to start with James Quall. He is so comical, he doesn't know what person to be. And then Phil is like barbecue chicken. He knows how to burn you. And he reminds me so much of Tom from Tom and Jerry. He sure knows how to chase the work out of you. He had me tour for 3 months, and then
2
the other
months,
time,
asshole. Look at the calendar.
and then see what we could say about this punk rock guy that's I did Band of Lesbians with. He reminds me so much. My dad was a Mason like him. They have a lot in common. The Church of Satan. They really love to worship the devil and money. Boy, I tell you. And then Karen Centerfold.
Yes.
You remind me so much of Mrs. Piggy. If Mrs. Piggy would go out with Kermit the Frog, I know you would date a hot black man, Muhammad Ali. And wow, I mean, you. What's the guy that I knew? Refresh my mind. Has been on the Del Talk Show
As the announcer.
as the announcer. If Ed McMahon were to Ed McMahon would be reincarnated, he'd be exactly what you are not. Dirk. You were. I had a nightmare about you, and so you made me drunk, and you made a Christian Science become an alcoholic for the first time.
Wasn't easy.
Anyway, I wish my cousin was here to roast me, Linda McKinnon and Phyllis McKinnon. I bet you they would make me burn out. They were wonderful people, but they're in heaven. I wish they were roasting me in heaven.
No.
And my mom and dad.
When you get there.
All right.
And then Chip, the black boy, the chip off the old black thing, he got me eating chocolate chip cookies. Well, anyway, thank you for cooking me and making me well done and burning the laughs out of me.
All right, David.
Thank you, people, and good night. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
Well, we can do a roast part 2.